The song I just performed is titled Meditation. It is a symphonic intermezzo from the opera Thais by the French composer Jules Massenet. It is one of my favorite songs because of the different tempos the song goes through, which depicts varying emotions. Meditation starts out softly, then gradually builds up and becomes more animated, before returning to its original tempo. I've been playing the violin for 10 years now. I started when I was only 3 years old. My mom signed me up for violin classes because it was her favorite instrument. Maybe her favorite instrument, but it surely wasn't mine favorite back then. And by the time I was 6 years old, I had really started to dislike playing the violin. For one, none of my friends played the violin. I thought it'd be old-fashioned and not popular, which is what my friends thought of me too. Secondly, the songs playing on the violin were not relevant to pop music, which was the only kind of music that I liked. When my mom found out, she signed me up for violin camp because she thought that I would learn better by being in a place where there were more people playing the violin. The camp lasted for 2 weeks, and at first I was very mad for her signing me up. Not only did I have to play violin so much more, but it'd be the only thing I could do. In the first week, I found it very boring because there was no playtime and I had not have friends. However, by the second week, I made friends and actually started to have fun. And that was when I began to enjoy playing the violin a bit more. I ended up going to this camp every summer and winter break because I really enjoyed going there. I have learned many valuable lessons from playing the violin, and I want to share them with you today. Whether or not you play the violin or any instrument at all, I hope these lessons mean something to you, and that you can apply them to different aspects of your life. The first thing I learned was to not give up. During my 10 years of playing the violin, I went through many stages of indifference, liking, loathing, hating, and finally loving the violin again. There were countless times where I felt like giving up. In the beginning, I thought that it was way too boring and that no one my age was doing it. When my friends would hang out at the mall or the park, I couldn't go with them because I had to be at violin practice. When we had holidays, they could travel far off destinations, but I had to stay back and attend violin camp. And now, at my age, a lot of my friends get acrylics, but I can't have long nails because I play the piano and the violin. So, I keep my nails short. So many times, for so many reasons, I wanted to quit so badly. Once, I even threatened to break my violin, but I didn't, and I'm actually really glad that I decided to continue. I thought I would not enjoy playing, that the violin was not for people my age, and that I would never really be good at it. But I was wrong. Now, I'm so much better at playing it. And not only do I enjoy playing it so much, but I also get to play different music, including my favorite TikTok songs. At first, things may not look so rosy on the path you're on, and it's totally fine if sometimes you feel unmotivated or even tempted to quit. However, that does not mean you should give up, because with a little perseverance and determination, you are sure to excel. The second thing was the importance of teamwork. It is true what they say, teamwork makes the dream work. Playing the violin all these years has taught me the value of teamwork. and I'll share you 2 instances where teamwork is vital. The first one is when you're playing the violin, accompanied by a pianist. A lot of violin performances are accompanied by the piano. Accompanied, they produce a beautiful and harmonic melody. And usually, the piano does not follow the violin, but rather the violin follows the piano, because the rhythm and tempo is decided by the pianist. So as a violinist, you have to listen closely to when to start and when to stop playing. You and the pianist need to have chemistry to deliver a flawless performance, which can be challenging, but not impossible, with a little bit of practice and teamwork. The second example is when you're playing in an orchestra. In my first performance playing in an orchestra, I was surprised and actually even slightly annoyed to have to share a stand and even a sheet of paper with another violinist. And when I wrote on the paper, sometimes the person sitting next to me would disagree with what I was writing. So we would have to come to an agreement after our conflict. We would have to discuss and discuss right there and then until we both agreed. Also, in an orchestra, you definitely have to follow the directions of the conductor, because otherwise you won't know when to play or what to play. Without a doubt, a dream performance requires a team effort, and I had to learn how to work in a team to succeed. The secrets to teamwork are tolerance, patience, kindness, among others. Often, our teammates will disagree with us or even annoy us, but we must remember that in order to move ahead, we must resolve all conflicts with tolerance, patience, and kindness. And the third and by far the most important attribute I learned was discipline. Playing the violin or any other instrument, for that matter, requires discipline. And that is why I was not too fond of it when I was younger. Because I couldn't do all the things that my girls my age did. I was often faced with the difficult decisions to choose between violin practice and hanging out with my friends. Most times I would have to choose the violin because I know that practice makes perfect. I'm not perfect, but I'm a lot better than I was years ago. Being disciplined also has to do a lot with time management, especially during the time leading up to concerts. This season typically falls during Christmas or close to my school exams, and this is why it is so important that I manage my time well. I plan every activity, practice, sessions, homework, project, and study time. It's all about balancing performing at concerts and maintaining good grades. Discipline is important in every aspect of our lives, our careers, relationships, and even personal growth. We should all be intentional about being disciplined. When I grow up, I want to study in law and become a lawyer. This doesn't mean I'm going to stop playing the violin. I don't think that you have to stop something you are passionate about just because you have a career. You just have to make time for what gives you pleasure. Playing the violin is not the only thing I do. And when I'm not practicing, I like to watch documentaries and talk to my friends. I also play the piano and the trombone. I think extracurricular activities are very important, and I encourage everyone to participate in at least one. School is great, but it's not the only thing and the only opportunity to learn, because education continues even outside of the classroom. Extracurricular activities make you smarter, because you get to exercise parts of your brain that you typically won't in the classroom. You also learn emotional intelligence because you get to interact with different people in ways that are different from how you interact in classrooms or when you're with your friends and family. You also learn teamwork and empathy, which are very important skills. You should consider learning a musical instrument. You don't have to start learning at a very young age like me. You could be a teenager or even an adult. If the piano, guitar, or violin are not your thing, that's okay. There are many other options that are very cool, even if they're not as popular. Music allows yourself to express, and you can do that even better when you know how to play an instrument. Learning an instrument teaches you patience, consistency, and discipline. More importantly, playing an instrument is fun and a great way to unwind. I'm happy that I learned to play the violin. It has given me a lot of fulfillment and happiness, and I'm glad that I did not give up when things felt difficult. Sometimes, difficult things need a different strategy to overcome. I hope these lessons I have shared with you make an impact on your life. Thank you.